Welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona, and I'm glad you decided to tune in. Hey everyone! In today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about how to stop thinking about work, and I'm going to share with you 4 tips that you can implement anytime you feel like you can't stop thinking about work. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Simona, certified life coach and author of the book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. I make weekly podcast episodes on personal development, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Now, before we get into my tips on how to stop thinking about work, let's first look at the possible reasons why you can't stop thinking about work at the moment. We've all been there. The workday is over, but you simply can't switch off your brain. It keeps playing out various scenarios in your head, and no matter what you try, it still ruminates about events that have already happened, or things that could potentially happen at work. If you're constantly thinking about your work, that's a sign that you're obsessing over this particular area of your life. And you know how obsessions work. The more time you spend obsessing over it, the harder it gets to stop. So how do you break the vicious cycle of thinking about work and finally reduce stress in your life? My first tip is to move your body. This sounds pretty obvious, but we need to address the fact that thinking about work means you're living in your head and you're not connected to your body. Whether you're ruminating about the past or constantly anxious about the future, you're still not in the present moment. So doing something physical after work will definitely help you ground yourself. It could be anything: dancing, taking a walk, exercising, cleaning, cooking, as long as it involves your body, not your mind. Your body and mind are deeply connected, and when you can't stop thinking about work, that has a direct reflection on the way your body feels: anxious, stressful, overwhelmed. Then your body sends signals to your brain that something stressful is happening, which in turn leads to even more stressful thoughts. Now, if you want to learn even more ways to get out of your head and into your body, I recommend listening to episode 102 after this one. I will leave a link below. Tip number 2 is to have healthy boundaries when it comes to your work. What do I mean by this? Whether you're answering emails throughout the night or you're constantly taking your work home, this has to stop. Your relationship with work is not healthy. And trust me, this is coming from a workaholic who has experienced burnout 3 times. And I know exactly how bad it can get if you don't know how to calm down your racing mind. So how do you set healthy boundaries with work and improve your work-life balance? Well, the first step is to decide when your workday ends and your free time begins. Notice that I'm not saying stop working after work. The idea is to consciously choose to stop working. Whether you're working for someone else or have your own business, you still get to choose how much you work. So decide for yourself when it's time to stop, and don't check your emails or work chats after that. We all deserve to relax and recharge, so give yourself permission to do that. If you have thoughts like, my boss is gonna hate that, or I'm gonna fall behind, think twice. If you overwork yourself all the time, guess what's gonna happen in the end? You're gonna feel so exhausted and burnt out that you won't be able to function for months. And yes, that may cost you your job or slow down your business. So take preventative measures by deciding when to stop working and start enjoying your free time. Now you may be wondering, how can I stop thinking about work when I have so many problems to solve? Sure, that's true. But wouldn't you solve them better when you're refreshed and recharged? Just think about it. If you're worried about experiencing burnout, watch my video on how to recover from burnout at youtube.com/coachsimona. I will leave a link below. Now that you've decided to engage in some kind of physical activity after work and set healthy boundaries when it comes to after work hours, it's time for step number 3, which is to stop identifying with your work. That's a deep one. When you pride yourself on being a good employee or a hardworking business owner, it can be tricky to give up the label you've given yourself. So I want you to ask yourself some introspective questions to find out what your relationship with work truly looks like. Number 1, what does my work mean to me? 2, what will happen if I don't work as much as I do now? 3, am I 100% sure that it's really gonna happen, or is that something that I can only assume? 4. What can I do to detach myself from work? 5. How will my life improve if I stop thinking about work all the time? If you're identifying with your work, that may be a sign that you're not really aligned with your core values. Your core values are a set of principles that guide you in life and help you make better decisions. So if you're not sure what they are, I've made a free downloadable cheat sheet with the top 98 values to choose from. You can download it by clicking the link in the description box below or visiting bit.ly/98values. Now that you've done some introspection on your relationship with work, let's move on to tip number 4. Develop self-compassion. We often can't stop thinking about work because we want to accomplish our goals. We want to be better. We want to be acknowledged. We want to prove that we're worth it. But the truth is that our worth is inherent. We don't need to be more, do more, achieve more. All you need to do is realize that you're already enough and let go of the need to control every outcome. As someone who struggled with control for years, I know how hard it can be to give it up. But I want to let you in on a little secret. Whether you worry about work or not doesn't matter. Whether you overwork yourself and burn yourself out, on the other hand, does. You need to come to terms with the fact that you're only human. It's okay not to do your best all the time. It's okay not to get that promotion. It's okay not to have the perfect meeting. Honor your body. Honor your needs. Honor what's important to you. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but you need to know where to draw the line. One helpful way to do that is to develop self-compassion. Self-compassion is all about being okay with who you are and where you are in life right now. You don't need to prove your worth all the time. You just need to accept yourself for exactly who you are. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, listen to episode 109 on how to develop self-compassion. I will leave a link below. Now, if you can't stop thinking about work, you can't expect to suddenly change your mindset. One of the things that personally worked for me was finding joy in the simple things in life again. I started spending more time in nature, taking things slow, and enjoying all the beautiful things that life has to offer. That's why I wrote my book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life, where I share with you 111 ways to unplug, recharge, and practice mindful living. You absolutely can create a life you won't need an escape from. You just have to choose to do it. If you want to learn more, click the first link in the description box below or visit coachsimona.com/book. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.